So Liverpool blink first in the title race. Despite that, they do go ahead of Manchester City on goal difference. So it's not over yet. Honours even in this game, probably about fair, even though Liverpool were on top for much of it. Yeah. But Conte had a plan, didn't he? And they carried it out to the left.
Absolutely had a game plan, and it worked. They were superb defensively, and also hitting them on the break. Liverpool 21 shots, but only 3 on target, and that was because every single time those Spurs players knew what they were doing, and they were so good at it to a man right throughout the team. There's the guy. They've obviously been working on what they're doing. 5 at the back. There's the system there. When they had to defend, 5, 4 and 1, and even Kane at times was dropping deep. There was just no space at all for Liverpool. You could see they were getting frustrated, whether it was Sessegnon, whether it was Diaz, who was superb, Romero, Emerson Royal, Ben Davies, who I thought was man of the match. There was just no way through. Balls were coming into the box, and those Tottenham players were getting on the end of the crosses no matter what. They were crunching into their tackles. They weren't afraid to be brave when they had to be. I mentioned Davies there, and they were just throwing their bodies on the line to get to that ball first. And the Tottenham fans, I'm sure, would be absolutely delighted in what they were seeing here. I mentioned Davies. This is the first of a couple of superb blocks that he did, and that sort of epitomised everything about Tottenham. This is magnificent. Look at that. Talk about getting on the end and stopping your opponent, having that effort. Then they grew into the game. Then they were starting to commit men forward. Little bit of a warning there. 4 or 5 players forward. Same thing again. Ball goes over the top, and it eventually ends in the back of the net. I couldn't believe it when I didn't see Harry Kane shoot from that position. But it was the right decision into Sessegnon, and he puts it on a plate for Son, and that's exactly what he wanted. It was brilliant from their point of view, and they really frustrated Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, Alan's covered the Tottenham defence and their resilience.
Yeah.
But even though they dominated the game statistically, Liverpool, what was missing today?
Well, look, let's not forget for Liverpool, they've had a very kind of intense few weeks, probably months even, emotionally, physically, going behind against Villarreal in the week and coming back from that. They just lacked that bit of quality, I thought, in the final third. I think usually those crosses that you see his team picking out just weren't quite there. There was a lot very disconnected, I felt, at times in the game. I thought their star players like Salah, you can see the run there from Jordan Henderson, wrong decisions. Their star players like Salah and Mane didn't really come to the party today at all. You know, miss-hit passes, over-hit passes from Thiago there. All of these things played into Spurs' hands and allowed them to grow and get stronger in the game. Spurs were brilliant, no doubt. But Liverpool had 47 crosses in the game today. 21 of them were by Trent Alexander. This type of scenario here is what Liverpool thrive on. Thiago in space, well, not in space, but in his world, that space, getting his head up. And that is not a hard pass for him. They do it all the time, and just more often than not, it was this scenario, overhit, not quite on the money. And when you're up against a team that's as well drilled as what Spurs were today, that is where the difference is, and that's why they drew the game in the end.
Well, it's not quite over, of course. There's 3 points gap now. It's obviously more favourable to Manchester City, but there's still a little bit to go. But Manchester City's fixtures look winnable.
Tough one tomorrow, though.
Apart from tomorrow. But, you know, one defeat and it can turn. It could probably still go to the last day of the season, but it's a big change, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a big change, yeah. And there's no doubt that the City players and management would have been watching that this evening, delighted.
Yeah.